this is incredible, but it's not losing trades that is stressing me out. It's floating profit. Think about this. If you have a $2,000 stop loss, okay? What's the worst case scenario? That you lose $2,000.
Yeah.
But if you are floating $6,000 and you are taking the decision, I put my stop loss to break even and I let it run to third standard deviation to get the 10,000 or 12,000 and the market is coming back, you're losing 6,000 or maybe you are not even putting break even. You are keeping the stop. So you go from plus 6,000 to minus 2,000. It's minus 8,000 in your portfolio.
I understand, yeah. So it's anxiety of not knowing the outcome, whereas in stop loss, you know you lost and you know how much you lost.
It's the uncertainty of getting that profit. It's something that you see on the table and you take a decision and someone comes and take it out. And now you are with an empty table.
I want to ask a question related to exactly this, which is I used to do the model of kind of swing trading, 1 hour, 4 hour swings, or 1 hour, 4 hour market structure, and then timing it with an M1 entry. So this is also like 5-6 years ago, so I wasn't at the level I am now. But I would have on TradingView, you know, your stop loss to take profit ratio was maybe 1-20, 1-30. And it would make no sense for me to hold full volume because for this reason, I could be risking 15% of unrealized to gain another 5%. That makes no sense. I'm trading completely different now, but this idea of unrealized gain being lost is also like a loss, which is why for me, I have a rule of a 1 to 3 risk reward. I take 50% of my position to counter this issue. Do you have anything in place, or is just your trailing stop to protect your unrealized gain in a trade?
Just trailing stop, because if the market snaps back to me and reverse, I keep my profit. Like I got proven wrong, but I made money out of it.
But when the market is, let's say, doing, you know, it's flowing in your direction, does an M1 break of structure against your direction? That doesn't necessarily mean it has to come back to break even, or
No.
It could just be a 50% retracement and then continuation.
Yes.
But the M1 shift would happen and then you would be triggered out of the trade. So you're kind of exiting early, let's say, or too reactionary.
I'm only exiting not only if there is a break of structure, but if I see that there is a break of structure and the order flow is telling me it's coming, huge pressure, short.
Got it.
So I'm always validating. It's like if I create a narrative and then I comes to you, you are order flow today, okay? And I ask you, Waqar, what do you see here? I see a break of structure. What do you see from volume? And you tell me, no, Fabio, it's not going lower. The volume are putting the pressure up. So what's the point of closing?
Yes.
I just wait because maybe it's a fake out.
So
Usually
how
it's a
do you
fake out.
plan your stop loss in that case where volume is not supporting the market structure shift against you? Do you put it just to break even to allow the space?
Just to break even, to have some time to breathe for the market. And as soon as the price follow up on volume, so it gets back long, I put the stop loss below this uncertainty.
Got it. So actually when you're in a trade, you're moving your stop loss every few minutes.
Usually it can happen every 10 minutes, every 15 minutes. I need to trail the position. It depends on the volatility. At the opening of the session, like in the first 15 minutes, I can do just opening, 1 minute or 15 seconds later, break even. Then the market is breaking the structure and the volume have a huge follow-up long, stop in profit, and then I let it run.
And in the World Cup specifically, or maybe both, do you stack positions or where you'll have multiple open trades with exposed risk, or is like when I'm out of trade 1, that's only when I enter trade 2?
Yes. I don't, the maximum I can do is like getting fractional entries, so having different level to entry, loading, accumulating like institutionals are doing on the higher time frame.
With a common stop loss?
Yes, common stop loss below them, just to get a better entry point, like filling everything, because there is the risk that it fills the first order and then skyrocket. So I just fragment my order, but it's one position. I never have like 2, 3, 4 running position, because as I told you, my risk management cannot be effective in this way. If I have 3 running positions, maybe they all snap back at me and I am exposed for 4 or 5% of the account because I'm in huge profit. I don't like this. I do one position.
So I want to actually touch more, because I didn't ask enough on the psychology side of when your anxiety, I mean, I think from an outside perspective of a non-scalper, the concern would be anxiety of too many decisions to make and too many entries and therefore too much stop losses. That would be the perception. And I'm in agreement with you that if you have a very mechanical based to make decisions, it's not requiring too much mental capacity. You're just referencing your rules and then saying, do I act or don't act?
Yes.
But if the anxiety that you're getting from a trade is usually in the floating P&L, do you not think in a swing account that you may have where your risk per trade is maybe larger and a 50% retracement is very healthy on M15 or 4 hour, whatever, that your anxiety in a trade in a swing position may actually be higher than your days where you have 30 trades?
Of course, I think this is the reason I wanted, for example, to get a whoop for Bern and check maybe when it's floating $30,000, $40,000, $50,000, $100,000 on the position, and the price went back to break even.
Oof. Yeah.
I really want to do this study because for me it's the floating profit that is giving me stress, but you cannot do a scientific study on one person. You need to check everyone. We react differently from the psychology perspective. So, but I think, yes, for me, in the swing trading account, for example, I took the last trade, it was copper long, really big long, it went to take profit. But at one certain moment, I had a 50% retracement. And there was more stress on this swing account than on the scalping account. I was with 20 trades, like managing during the day. But I think it's also related to experience. I'm a scalper from 8 years. I am a swing trader from only 2.5 years. So I'm pretty new. I'm still learning and trading, but I don't have the experience of Bern or Larry Williams or Enrico Stucchi. Now we are studying options, for example. And we see that people with 20 years, 30 years of experience on the back are completely not stressed at all. Like you just manage things differently.
This idea of, let's say, stress and anxiety in a position, does it matter in the end? Because as long as you follow the correct behavior, if you have emotion during the trade, but you did the right thing, I guess it doesn't matter. The result is still positive.
From the money perspective, yes. But you have to think of what's around trading. There is your family, there are your friends. The way you react, the way you go to bed, if you are super stressed, the way you wake up the day later, it's not good. For example, let's think that we are 3 hours in advance from, for example, Italy or from Europe, here in United Arab Emirates. So I finish my New York session at 11 in the night. Imagine getting stressed before going to bed.
Yeah.
Like getting a streak of 3 stop loss and going to bed. It's not healthy.
It's also interesting because I remember when I used to swing trade, if I woke up in the middle of the night, I would always look at my phone to see how the trade is doing.
You see?
So at least as a scalper, you have conclusion of the day. And then you make peace with the outcome. But with a swing, you're just checking for the whole week, like what's going on.
And you remember the emotion that you had when you check the phone during the night and you see that you are losing money. How was it? You go back.
Sometimes you enter again, actually. Well, I used to do silly things, actually. But yeah, these emotions are strong. You know, actually, even last week, I had a trade and a take profit level that I wanted it to meet, and it was just floating around it and just didn't go through. Not even for long, maybe like 20 minutes. It was just hanging around, just a few pips shy. And it was a battle in my head. And I've been in these situations.
Should I close it? Should I not
yes,
close it?
I so close, but like I don't need to be. But I'm like all these decisions. And I remember thinking like, this is also me after so many years of being exposed to this. And the emotion is just as strong as it probably was in my first year. And I think the emotion maybe doesn't change, or the stress you'll get on your whoop band maybe won't change. It's just your reaction towards it.
Your discipline.
You're more in control to not make an emotional based decision despite the emotion being there.